Yo, what's good? Yeah, welcome back to Past the Six. I'm your host, JB. Joining me as always, Tsunamic Wave. What's going on, bro?
Man, I'm chilling. How you feeling?
Good, man. Feel a lot better, man. Appreciate y'all rocking with us last week. I mean, it ain't no secret. I was under the weather. You can tell, but feel a lot better, man. So happy to be back. Got a lot of stuff to talk about.
Word. I'm glad you're feeling better, man.
Word, man. Yo, shout out to all y'all for the love and support as always. If you're new to the show is split into four parts. We start out with what games are currently playing, then we'll go into this week in gaming, talk about some games that dropped throughout this week in history. Then from there, we'll touch upon some topics, and then we'll end with the spin wheel. One gotta go game versus. You're familiar with the show, you know exactly what we talk about. If not, it's a lot of fun, man. But as always, we gonna kick this one off with what games y'all currently playing, Wave.
So, for me, I've been playing a few games. I ain't gonna lie, like I was playing 2K uh earlier in the week. Well, last week I should say. And I got to the point where I'm like, yo, let me try an alternative. And I downloaded Live 19, and that was the worst mistake of my life. That joint is trash. Um, I'm just gonna be real. Um, I also play like some Call of Duty and MLB The Show, man. You know, I started the new show, the 24.
Yep.
That joint is pretty dope. I ain't gonna lie, there's a couple is one thing I really don't like about it. I ain't gonna say a couple.
Okay.
But when you try to throw somebody out at home, a study you just doing the normal sequence that you gotta do, they make you press like buttons in a certain order, like, and they mix it up.
Yep.
Uh, and it's like you got to press like 7 buttons before they even throw it to home. I think that's why, but it is what it is. Besides that, the
Yeah.
game is cool.
Yeah, so I'll start there. MLB The Show. I've been playing that like I said, similar to 23, which is similar to 22. I have no problem with the actual gameplay itself, so
Nah,
that's not a problem to me. I do like the little inclusion of the story. I think it's called storylines. I haven't had a chance to play it yet. Again, I know they got some stuff in there for G. There's a new mode, which I appreciate. Like I said, I'll probably try to get into that more this week. I know they have some retro teams in there to play to go along with story modes. I'm cool with that. What they did last year with the Negro Leagues, I thought that was cool too. So again, a sports franchise that's taking steps to try to add stuff, I'm all for it. So like, no shout out to Madden or nothing like that. But like, you see what I'm saying? Like,
right.
this is what I mean. Just small steps. It's the attempt. It's really the attempt. I've also been playing some WWE 2K24, another game that's tweaking stuff here and there. You know what I mean? Listening to the fan base.
Hmm.
Um, a lot of fun with that. Let's see. Princess Peach Showtime. I've been playing with little one. We completed that game wave. So this is now what would that technically her second game that she completed all by herself.
Wait,
Um,
that just dropped, didn't it? She already
yeah,
beat it. Woo.
look, Princess Peach Showtime is nothing like Wonder. Wonder is the story mode of Wonder is short, but to complete it is vast,
Yeah,
right?
right.
Princess Peach Showtime, you could beat that. You could beat the story mode in a day, probably complete the game in a weekend.
Oh, that's
Um,
trash. Why they did that?
but
They had a lot of good concepts. They could have put a lot more into that game where you didn't beat it in a couple hours. That's crazy.
they could have, to be fair, they could have. But the game is actually fun, man. Like the way you could all the little Ninja Peach, Kung Fu Peach, stuff like that. It's
Right.
definitely fun. Obviously, you know the demographic, but I had no problem with it. I thought the game was a lot of fun. I could definitely see how kids would want to replay the story. It does have replayability, to be honest. So you probably could replay through the story.
Hmm.
Um, I'm missing something. I can't think right now. Something off Game Pass I want to touch upon. I'll talk about it, if I remember to. But for
Is it
now, that's it.
Control?
Yes. So I did sure thank you because you mentioned that last week. I did start playing Control, but I'm not even far enough in it to really speak on it. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, one of the things we're going to talk about this week is games that are coming out in 2024, and I'm starting to see a pattern of like Game Pass is dropping these games in, and I want to start playing it, but there's so much stuff that I'm actively playing. Like, you know what I mean? Where it's like
Right.
And I know some will say, like, yo, you complain about not having games to play. Now you do. I'm like, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, like, it's tough to because there's so many. South Park Snow Day came out today. I haven't,
Oh, I
you see what
forgot
I'm
about
saying?
that. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So like, I haven't even had a chance to get into that game. So there's a bunch of other games that
I'm
I
about
want
to
to play
say
to
so
talk
many
about
games
later.
dropped over this
Yeah,
week.
man.
Rise
Yeah.
of the Ronin dropped.
Yep.
Dragon Dogma 2 dropped. That I didn't
Definitely
even
want to
think
get
about
into
the
that as
game that
well.
dropped today. That's crazy.
Word. Let's see what the chat is saying. Then we'll get on to this week in gaming. Mary Roach said, hey, what's going on? Appreciate you checking out the show as always. Mo said, started playing the show, got drafted by the Blue Jays. You better reset that shit.
I think I'm on the Blue Jays too. That's crazy.
A word?
I believe so. It's either Blue Jays or the Royals. I can't remember because I'm in a double A's or whatever it is.
Yeah. Pitching or?
Nah, I'm playing left field.
Left field?
Man, I'm trying to hit home runs. I don't care about striking nobody out. Word, I'm trying to hit home runs.
Just said hi. What's going on?
Yep.
Mary said 2048 PUBG Mobile. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I was thinking about downloading that the other day. I ended up just downloading Call of Duty Warzone. Oh, that's for mobile. That's another game I played this week. I forgot to mention. That's they got Verdansk over there. So and it plays really well with the controller.
Really?
So so if you want to get that old Warzone feeling back, you gotta go to mobile.
Okay, bet. I didn't even know that. Okay. See, you see what I'm saying? Though, this massive drop. Like,
Right.
Mo said that quick time garbage gotta go. See, I didn't even get into that mode yet, so I can't even speak to it yet.
Well, I'm if he talking about the fielding, that joint is trash too. I ain't gonna lie. Like,
Yeah,
it's
I think
certain
he
they
is.
try to do like a dynamic type of play thing. Like, I guess it depends on the situation. Like, it was an important play in the field. It slow it down, and you gotta press X at a certain time. And it's first of all, it's hard to time, and then like you just pile up on errors because of it.
See, in baseball, that don't make sense. I'm not with that, right? But let me give you an example where they actually did that, and I actually thought it was cool, right? In WWE 2K24, they kind of put something like that in. So, Wade, I know you used to watch wrestling back in the day. I'm sure everybody who's ever seen 5 seconds of wrestling, you see this part in the match where they've been battling for 10 minutes and then they start to trade punches, right? Back and forth. The crowd will go boo, yay, based off who's doing the punch. And they put that in a game where basically you have to put X to time it up with the meter. And if you time it right, you hit it, then it's the next person's turn. Then obviously, just like in a real match, if you keep getting it right and they're getting it wrong, you get the advantage. That's cool because that's what they actually do in wrestling. When it comes to baseball, there's no need for that, bro. Like that's too much. Like I haven't even played that, and I just based off what you said and what most I already know is trash. Like too much. See, there's a fine balance of tweaking stuff, but then there's because the fans say it, but then tweaking stuff just for the sake of tweaking stuff ain't cool. Like
it ain't. I ain't gonna say it's trash now because I enjoyed the game, but it's just it was not needed.
Okay,
it was not needed. There's no reason for that.
Mary said, "Low key debating a Wii again for nostalgia's sakes." Thoughts? So
do it.
The Wii, just from a collector standpoint, right now is a good time to collect the Wii because even though technically we're approaching 20 years of it being out, which is crazy to think about, it's still a lot of people still don't see it that way. Therefore, some of the big games that you would want to get for it are still relatively cheap in terms of retro games and consoles, right? The GameCube right now is sky high. Like all the games are sky high priced out of here. We're gonna talk about the GameCube game today that's priced higher than it should be. And right now, the Wii games are still low, right? So I would say definitely right now is the time. If you are going to get into the Wii, is to collect for it right now. You got any thoughts on that, Wade?
We still good. What the hell? Get it? I would get it.
Ashley Larry was good, bro. It was good.
Yep.
Dragon's Dogma 2 has my soul. I've heard good things about that. I've never actually played it, but I've heard good things about that as well.
Yeah, me too. I ain't gonna front, and I'm still getting that joint, even though all I'm hearing is good stuff.
Right. It's a good time, man. Like I said, I've complained on the show enough about not having enough games to play. This
Yeah,
ain't
it's
one
no
of those
complaints.
times, so
Yeah.
I definitely got to give props. Mo said, Control is actually set in a bigger video game universe. Won't say which one, not to avoid spoilers, of course.
Well,
I
a boy
don't
gonna come in here and get at you.
right. That's hilarious. Vic James said, "Yo, what's good, man? What's good, man? Hope all's well, family." Gamer Live look was good. He said it's that time of week. I have to see Waves mug.
Yes.
Mary said, "Do it so we can link." Probably talking about the
PUBG mobile.
Yeah.
We can make that work.
No doubt. Chris Castro, yeah, it was good. Was good.
Yep.
Most of the quick time is crazy because it's completely random.
Yes. Yeah, because I don't even think it was an important situation when it happened to me. That's the crazy part. I think it was like the third inning.
I'm gonna check it out. That's crazy. All right, yo. So we about to real quick. One just popped in. Daryl Miner said, "Yo, what's good, bro?"
Yo.
It's good. Yo, all right, yo. Let's get into this week in gaming, man. We briefly look back on games that dropped throughout this week in history. Wade, we kicking this one off for Star Wars Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast, March 26, 2002. Wave, before we even get into the actual game, are you a fan of the Star Wars games?
I was thinking about how I was going. No, I'm not even going to sugarcoat this shit. No, I never watched I watched probably probably 2 Star Wars movies in my whole life.
Okay.
I ain't going front. I never really got into it.
And not a fan of the games either?
Some of the games, not this game in particular. But some of the games, yeah.
Okay.
Like the Republic one that just came out a couple years ago. That one was fire.
Did you ever play was it Jedi Survivor?
Nah, I ain't play all of the games either. Like,
okay. Well, let me go on record. I'm not the biggest fan of the Star Wars franchise. I don't hate it, but I'm not one of those super fans either, right? But I actually do like the video games. I do remember playing this on Xbox. Not around the time it dropped and nothing later on when collecting for it. Good game, have no problem with it. But if I because it's newer, I would recommend Jedi Survivor, which I believe is on Game Pass. At least it was. Mm-hmm. That's fun. You probably have a base knowledge of Star Wars enough to play the game and have fun, right? It don't really take much. So I definitely but as for this game, cool. I thought the graphics at the time when I first played it, which is probably like 2011, I was impressed on how it held up, to be honest. Especially for a game that dropped in 2002.
This do look mad good.
Yeah. Now, the video we're seeing is of the PC port itself. So obviously it's PC versus the actual Xbox. But again, no, I'm still give props and props is due. The game looks good for being over 20 years old now. Especially when we looked at games from 2008 last week that didn't look so good, right? But yes, shout out to the Star Wars fan. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of the franchise itself, but I've always gotten down with the video games.
And the powers that they possess and the things they could do is super dope. So even if you're not a fan of the lore, you got to be a fan of a Jedi or the dark side. I don't know what they call themselves.
Right.
It's the dark side, right?
Yeah, the dark side. Most that I skipped. Wasn't a fan of the franchise. The Fallen Order game was cool though. Dark Souls with lightsabers. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, man. Like I said, like the franchise in terms of the films, hit or miss with me. But I've for some reason I always found the video games fun. Not all of them, of course. There were some that, in my opinion, flopped. But like Survivor had so much bugs at first. I can see why somebody who bought it at the time would be mad. But like I said, because it's on Game Pass, I say if you have a chance, then give it a shot. It's actually fun now. Ashley Larry said, if you don't fuck with Star Wars, you got low glory account. No Diddy. Oh, man.
That went over my head because I don't watch Star Wars.
Well, yeah, but you know what the last part mean, though.
Definitely. No Diddy.
Jessica said, I'm not a fan of Star Wars games, honestly. Which is fair. Again, look, like a lot of these games are really made for the fan base of the films. So I kind of expect that with basically if you don't rock with the films, you probably didn't even play this, especially at this time where there was no
Right.
Game Pass or nothing. I guess you could rent it, but most of the time you just go out and buy a game, right? I can see
Right.
why a lot of folks didn't buy this. Christian said The Force Unleashed was a great game and the sequel held its own. The Force
Yeah.
Unleashed is a great game. I think a lot of people, if there's one Star Wars game that folks played, is that one.
Yeah, because it like that game I haven't played all of them, so I don't
Yeah,
know. That it was the first Star Wars game I played where it, like give you the complete power of the Force. Like you get what I'm saying? Like
right.
actually made you feel like a Jedi for the first time type thing. It was dope.
Game Alive looks said, man, fuck Star Wars. Look,
Begging on
man,
Star
one thing
Wars
I've
is
noticed,
crazy.
Wave, to be honest, everybody falls in again. I want to get your take on this, Wave. See, everybody always falls into one of these 5 buckets: Star Wars, Star Trek, Indiana Jones, Marvel, or DC.
I like Marvel
Okay.
and DC.
Right. You see what I'm saying? So like
Yeah.
you can relate to it because you understand, right? Marvel,
Yeah.
DC, Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Star Trek, right? Um, so like that's why, although I'm not the biggest fan of the franchise, I always say I get it. I get it. Daryl Miner said, only thing I know about Star Wars I learned from Family Guy.
Dang, that's great. The Phantom Menace was a good movie.
Like I said, I want to say I saw the original first 3. Um, and then probably bowed out from there. I might have seen more than that, but just says switch out in Indiana Jones for Jurassic Park World now. Okay, that's fair. But the Indiana Jones game about to drop and people hype on that. So you see what I'm saying? Like, I feel
I'm
you
hype
though.
on that. I ain't gonna
I
front.
feel you though.
I don't
Right.
even watch Indiana Jones.
All right, yo. So next game we talk about is a it's a Nintendo classic. It's just not as popular as the other ones. We're talking about The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker, was dropped March 24th, 2003 for the GameCube, obviously developed by Nintendo. Wave, this one is tough for me because on one hand, I say this game is underrated because it's not Ocarina of Time. It's not Majora's Mask. You see, obviously, they went with the cell shaded graphics, and this automatically got called a kid version of Zelda, right? Which I always thought was funny because to me, Zelda always kind of was targeted more towards kids. This was just looked like it, right? Versus
Right.
how it looked on the 64. I feel like this game quickly got canned. Although it still sold a bunch of copies, it still was critically acclaimed. I just feel like because it kind of fell between, in the lore of Zelda, it fell between Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, and Breath of the Wild, right? Those are the 3, and now Tears of the Kingdom. Those are the 4 talked about. This one kind of got left behind. I already know people are going to be like, they didn't like this one. I didn't think it was that bad. It was just different, of course, right?
Right.
I think deep down they knew they couldn't really compete with the 64 ones. So they kind of went in a different direction. I thought it was good. Just again, the GameCube, I think this is why it has the reputation it does, right? Mario Sunshine didn't quite hit. The Wind Waker didn't quite hit. You see what I'm saying? And
Right.
those are like probably your 2 biggest franchise. There was no Pokemon Stadium on that. There was the Pokemon Coliseum, and Champ didn't quite hit as much. This is why the GameCube has the allure that it does, and how people say it was a miss. I get it, even though I love the GameCube. I've been on record saying that. But what's your thoughts on the Legend of Zelda: The Waker?
I think like first of all, I like the art style. I'm gonna make that clear. Like I think it's dope.
It holds up
Um,
better than
yeah,
most. You know what I mean? Yeah.
right, right. I didn't play. I ain't gonna act like I played it a little bit in like a Walmart. You know how they used
Yeah.
to have the games in the Walmart. So I played in the Walmart. I
Absolutely.
didn't own the GameCube, so I didn't play like a ton of it. But I do remember playing a little bit of it, and it was pretty cool from what I remember. Um, but that's really, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I feel you. Let's see the chat saying. Christian said, okay, he said basically add 6, add Ghostbusters to that list. Ghostbusters had a dope game. What was that, last year, Wave, or the year before? You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
before I think.
Yeah, the year before the Ghostbusters game. Shout out to Ghostbusters, man.
Yeah, I like Ghostbusters too.
Just
So.
said in terms of Wind Waker, yeah, true and terrible name. I don't care what anyone says. I mean, it's a part of the story. I mean, they always, if you ask me, they always had like Breath of the Wild sounds cool, right? Tears of the Kingdom, I was a little on. I thought it could have just been Breath of the Wild too.
Breath of the Wild sounds stink.
Ocarina of Time, I thought was a dope name. And Majora's Mask, again, they all tied to the story. I'm just going off how the names sound. Majora's Mask didn't like A Link to the Past. I thought that was cool. So I would say it's probably one of the weaker names, but again, it's memorable. Like people, they always mention Wind Waker, even if you don't know Zelda. Some folks will say Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Wind Waker. So I'm not mad at it.
It's more probably for the art style, not the name, though.
Right, that's fair. Gamer Live Look said the game is dropping with 114-year-old Harrison Ford. Obviously, talking about Indiana Jones.
Yeah, that's crazy.
114
still
years
swinging across the trees with bad knees. That's crazy.
Burian heard, if I butchered your name, please correct me. He said, nope. You see? Mo said Toon Link was that dude though. He was. Shout out to Toon Link, man. Obviously Smash connection right there. Christian said definitely one of the weaker Zelda games. Toon Link was a cool change though. Like I said, it definitely has pros to it. I feel like, and again, I'm not saying Christian or Mo didn't. I'm just saying like people went back and played it. I feel like they will have a better, you know what I mean? Actually, I don't know no more because now you're coming off Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. So like I can see that going the opposite way and folks hating it even more, to be honest. Jess said the Wind Waker sounds like some cringy millennial coded quirky video. Yo, right. That's crazy. Nathan Montega, what's good, bro? He said no thanks, old school. All right, yo, let's get to the next game we talking about. Yo, the next game we talking about is Dark Sector. Wave, before I even get into the game, have you ever played Dark Sector?
Nah, I wanted to play this this game seemed like the commercial seemed so cool. But I never owned the game. Nah, I ain't going for it.
Okay, so March 25th, 2008, Digital Extremes. I actually remember them. I think they ended up getting absorbed. I can't remember into what company, but Dark Sector, Wave. So I didn't play this game when it first dropped. I ended up playing this game because I got it in like a bundle when I bought like a bunch of 360 games, probably 2012 maybe. But I remember playing it, and again, we kind of talked about this a lot. This game, I liked it because it kind of, even though it's shooters games, so obviously COD at this time was dominating Halo. They're different enough. I'm sure I could see why this game would get lost in the sauce, especially in 2008. But again, I got really nothing bad to say about this game. It's just next COD came out, you know what I mean? I was back on that, right? 2012, right. Even though I was right on the fringe of when COD started to. But again, I feel like a lot of decent to good shooting games got drowned out around this time. Everybody was on COD. Everybody was on Halo. And I guess if you had PlayStation, you was playing Killzone as well. You know what I mean? If you just wanted to stick with the exclusive. But again, nothing bad about the game, man. I've really got nothing bad to say about Dark Sector. I wish I kind of did play it around the time, but I'm curious of how many of my friends at the time was actually playing it. Probably not. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But because I remember when I was playing Spec Ops The Line, people was like, nah, bro, play COD. And I was like, nah, this game is fire too. Then years later, people was like, yo, nah, that game was fire. I'm like, where was you when I was playing that? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that's the wild part about it. But just video, what's your thoughts on it though?
Yeah, I was watching the gameplay like in preparation for the show because I didn't play it, but I think it's like a really cool concept. I was gonna actually ask you, but you answered it kind of in your answer, like what kind of made this game fall off? Because like, well, the franchise, I guess, why didn't it become a franchise? I should say, because like it's a pretty cool concept if you think about it. Like, there's so many ways they could go about making that arm into a weapon, and you already
Right.
got like things that could probably like the boomerang. They could use different weapons. Like
Yep.
they could go a bunch of different ways with the game. So I was just gonna ask you like why you think if you played it, why you think it kind of fell off the rails? Why didn't keep going? Like I don't understand why some games that like drop and they got pretty good concepts, they kind of they fail. Some of them is obvious, but this game not so much.
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I really think it's just like they're trying to compete with two monsters. Halo, COD, those were the juggernauts at the time. I'm sure this was at the time where video game budgets were starting to like balloon. So and starting to rise. And I know they're nothing hell. GTA 6 is rumored to cost like damn they're between $1 and $2 billion. So obviously it's crazy now, but at this time, video game budgets were jumping substantially as graphics were starting to increase and stuff like that, and games were becoming lengthier. So I think it's just that people, it don't sell as great because the market leaders are just out of here. And I think that's it. They just gave up on it, which I agree with you. So many games got left with one or two installments and never because they just didn't want to battle COD no more. And I think instead of putting out in March when people are kind of getting stale off the last COD, it's like they just stopped making the game. And I think I do think there's a void because of that. Like we know COD's going to drop in November, but what about most people I know who play COD? They're usually done with it by like February. So from November to February they play COD. Then from February to the next COD, they'll tune in every now and then, but they really got no shooter to play. You know what I mean?
All right.
I don't know. That's just my thoughts on it, to be honest. But I do agree with you though. Christian Castro says the point of view plays a big part of it too. The third person POV was really geared towards certain people. Okay. Then COD and Medal of Honor dropped that first person view and they made it a faster gameplay. That's a good point. What you think about that, Wave? Just the third person to first person switch. Do you think that it's a big deal? Because obviously we know certain games like the Division used it, right?
Yeah, that was gonna be my game I brought up.
But at the same time, I feel like a lot of folks just going back to GoldenEye, right? They just like that first person view.
Right. I mean, to the point about Division and GoldenEye, I think it just depends on like how good the game is. You know what I mean? I do agree with Christian though in the point because like more, it just seemed like that third person view is more. They got more popular games in that view. I guess I'm trying to say. So that's kind of the proof is in the pudding kind of thing.
I think.
So yeah, I mean, I just think it's a cool concept. Even if they made it so you could switch back and forth from third to first person, I think that would have helped them too. I mean, it probably was possible back then.
I completely agree. Completely agree. All right, yo. So the next thing we're talking about is actually not a game this time; it's a console, Wave, and we are talking about the Nintendo 3DS dropped March 27th back in 2011. So obviously we're recording this on a Tuesday live. So tomorrow will be the anniversary of the Nintendo 3DS. Have you ever played the Nintendo 3DS, Wave? Did you own it? What's your thoughts on it?
I didn't own it. I kind of was aged out at that point, but I definitely viewed a few of my little younger cousins and relatives playing the 3DS, and I always thought it was cool, like how they had like the way they use the dual screens, right? That's the one with the screen in the front and then in the middle, I guess.
Yep.
I thought that joint was cool in certain games, like the Mario games and Mario. With the Mario games, they really took advantage of that dual screen. I thought that joint was cool. So I think the 3DS was like a really good around that time. It was a really good console, man. I ain't gonna front. I didn't play it too much,
Yeah.
but I think it was dope.
So one of the games that I've been playing, I've been talking about it the last few weeks, have been the Pokemon games, Pokemon Sun, Pokemon Moon. Those are all on the 3DS. The 3DS is super dope, man. I was a fan of the original DS. The 3DS obviously adds the 3D element, obviously hardware improvements. It was so dope, man. Like I kind of I kick myself now because of it, right? Shout out to Moats who sent me his 3DS, actually 3DSs to to use. I say that because around 2011, I was going off to school and stuff like that, and I just left the game and got home. Looking back on it, why I don't know, but I did it, and what I literally had thoughts about getting a 3DS because it's handheld, right? It's actually the last Nintendo. But I just chose not to. And then like now, as I'm playing Pokemon on it, I'm like, I could have been doing this in school, bro. Like I could have been running through Pokemon games. I went out and bought Super Mario 3D Land, which is a super dope game. I'm like, now I'm kicking myself because now I'm going back and catching up on these games that I could have been playing, bro. I have mass love for the 3DS. Again, which I kind of, it's the last Nintendo handheld. You know what I mean? Right. The cool part about the 3DS is if you know the history of it, everything on the 3DS, Nintendo wanted to actually do on the original Game Boy. It's just didn't really have the technology, right? The two screens, the 3D. This is all something they wanted to do going back to on the original Game Boy back in the 1980s. I think 1989. This is like the culmination. That's why when people say, will Nintendo ever put out a handheld again? I partially is like, no, because the 3DS was that realization. We had the Virtual Boy, right? The Virtual Boy and the Game Boy, then the Game Boy Color, and then the Game Boy Advance. They put out the 2DS, you know, all types of stuff. But I feel like they finally got to make the handheld they wanted to. And then from that point on, the Switch the Switch is handheld.
The Switch is a hand.
It just took over, right? It's a handheld, but it's also like a home console. I think
the Switch Lite is a handheld.
Yeah, but it's a part of Switch.
It's not a hybrid. You cannot turn it into a console. Right. I just want to make sure I bring that up. Switch Lite is the last handheld.
The 3DS is the last hand. but yeah, man. Let's see what the chat is saying.
They're saying the Switch Lite.
Mo said the anniversary is today here. Obviously, in Japan. Shout out to Mo. He said the 3DS is goated. As you saw, I had 3 of them. Yeah, word. And like, I love the design of them. I love the, like, you know what I mean? It's the button layout. Again, it's the perfect handheld. It really is. I felt, again, I saw an interview where the developers was like, of course it's perfect. It took us 20-something years to make it, you know what I mean? And I thought that was kind of dope because it's like, again, they finally got to make what they thought was the perfect handheld. Christian said the 3DS is goated, gone too soon, especially after that XL dropped. Yeah, man, because like, again, there's certain aspects of it that you don't get the Switch without it, if that makes sense, Wave. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially with the Wii U flopping. In between that time, the 3DS was really like the major Nintendo item being pushed out there. Jess said, such a great handheld. Completely agree. Christian said the 3DS walked so the Switch could run. Gamer Live Look said Switch Lite was the last handheld and is dope.
Right.
We can argue about that.
Yeah.
We can argue about that.
Yeah, he knows.
I don't agree, but we can argue about that.
Bro, how is that not a handheld? Like, really quickly, just humor me. How is that not a handheld device?
Because it doesn't have exclusive games. Because, like, for example, the Switch Lite is a part of the Switch. You could use a USB-C to HDMI cable and technically put the Switch on the big screen. Can't do that with the 3DS. That's the only reason. That's the only reason why I'm saying, like, PS5 Pro and the PS5 is the same console.
But who was gonna do that? Like, yo, what is we talking about? Who gonna do that?
You see what I'm saying? I don't know, man. Like he said, it ain't an argument. It's factual.
Yeah, like I'm confused how
The
you
last
arguing this,
dedicated
man.
handheld was the 3DS. All right,
Yeah, I'll accept
with
that.
exclusive
I can't
games.
argue that.
That's what we doing.
You putting stipulations on it.
Yeah, all right, man. Like, what did Pinky Driver saying next Friday? Whatever, motherfucker. Word, but yo, that's all we got for this week in gaming. Next, we got some more games to talk about. Yo, let's jump over to topics. Wave, he said he's going to do this last week, talk about some of the games that are coming out the rest of 2024. So let me share the screen that got a document that that shows it. Basically, we'll go through some of the bigger games. Let me know when you can see it.
Oh, hold on, let me make my screen a little bigger.
All right.
Yeah, it's good money.
All right, so right now we are around here in March. Obviously, like I said, Grandia Outpost South Park Snow Day dropped today. Shout out to South Park Snow Day. I've heard some good things about it. I want to play that. I haven't had a chance to. I'm just going to keep scrolling. Let's see April, some of the big games we got. I'm not going to touch upon every single game, of course. Demon Slayer, sweep the board on the Switch, April 26th. King's Grave, I heard a lot about that on PC, April 17th. Grounded, obviously it's been on Xbox and PC for a while. That's coming to the PS5 and the Switch, April 16th.
Hey, cop that Grounded, man. That's a really dope game. I'm telling you.
You are a big fan of Grounded, to be honest, right?
Yeah. If you enjoy I don't know what to call. I call them crafters. Games where you got to craft and survive.
Yep.
That's a game that you're gonna have fun playing.
And you could play online, right? Co-op.
Yeah.
Yep. So got that. Let's see. Are you the Demon Slayer game? You got anything to say about that or not?
I didn't even know. Well, it's coming out for the Switch, mate. But
yeah.
I don't understand why I didn't see anything on that. I maybe didn't pay attention too much to the last
right
Nintendo event that they had. But I'm copping that. Me and my daughter is big. My oldest daughter, my youngest daughter don't really like anime, but my oldest daughter enjoy Demon Slayer. That's her favorite. So you're definitely gonna see what that's about.
Most said Another the Crab's Treasure looked interesting, though. So I was seeing that. It didn't quite catch my interest, but I definitely could see why folks would like that. Dude, you remember what that was, Wave?
Nah, that didn't catch my eye either because I don't remember what that is.
When you get a chance, look that up. Like, you know what I mean? Just to, again, I think that might be something you might like. I could be completely off with that, though. I say we go into May. Got games like Paper Trail. Obviously, for me, Wave, the big one is going to be Hellblade 2, right? That's mine. That's the one I've been looking for years now. May 21st. That's the one I'm really like, yo, like I ain't working that day. Like, you know what I mean? I've been waiting on that game for too damn long, and it gotta be perfect, bro.
Well, hopefully
Paper Mario.
Man. I don't want you to be disappointed.
Right. Paper Mario, 1,000-Year Door will be out. It's Mario, so you know it's gonna sell, right? But I'm looking forward to that too. Check this out, Wave. Multiverses.
I've been seeing people play Multiverses already.
Yeah. I think that's gonna I think that's gonna be that official release. You know what I mean? That we've been looking for a while. Because remember, it was like, oh, this is a beta test, and it's not the complete game and stuff like that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, the way they shut it down was kind of whack, though. It kind of threw me off. I don't know if I'm really excited for their return. I don't know. I don't like the way they handled that.
Most of didn't 1,000-Year Door for release already. I believe this is like a remaster, like an official joint. If it did already, then this could be wrong. But when I double checked, I did see a release date in May. Going to June, Destiny 2, The Final Shape. You got anything to say about that, Wave?
No, I'm done with Destiny 2. I'm absolutely done with Destiny 2. I ain't gonna even lie to you, bro. This between for like the last 6 months, I probably done tried to play the game 2 times, 3 times. I did have like a little bit of fun one of
Okay.
those times, but it wasn't enough fun for me to like continue to support Destiny 2. Like I can't do it, bro.
Oh, 2004. Yeah, yeah, Mo. Yeah, this is the remaster. Supposed to add some new stuff. It's supposed to be a remake slash remaster. So, um, Paper Mario. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The GameCube version came out 2004. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. We thought about the same time, Mo. Wave. Obviously, we know that comes from the film series. Any thoughts on that? Have you heard anything about this?
Nah, I know the name, but I never seen it. I probably should change that. So everybody got that movie they didn't see.
This one I'm actually like interested in, Wave. Like I'm not gonna lie, I was a fan of the film. It's just I don't. There's a part of me, Wave, that I'm like why now though? You know what I mean? But at the same time, I do want to quickly show the trailer real quick.
While you pull that up, I just want to say, remember they was talking about remastering the Warriors, so maybe this is like a lead up to that. I don't know how, but that's what my brain is thinking.
And can you see the screen?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Well, yeah.
Killer clowns? Like from outer space?
Terrorize all humans.
So wait, we the clowns? So it's like that Alien game where you were alien capturing and abducting and all that. I forget the name.
The sooner we shut down this invasion, the better our chances.
All we the people. I'm confused.
No, please, no!
That was pretty cool. I ain't gonna lie. Can we be both? Can we be the people in the clowns?
That's what it seems like.
Yeah, that's what I'm picking up.
What's your thoughts on that, Wave?
If it's what I think it's a cool concept. Like, it's kind of like the DBD, Dead by Daylight, you know what I mean? And the other series that's just like that, because I know there's a few other ones. But it's different though, because those usually be, because I guess because they're aliens and they got ray guns, that's the main difference. It ain't like a big difference.
It kind of also gave me Left 4 Dead vibes, right? Just with the I forgot what they call it officially, but basically you can see the shadow beyond the wall. I can see the use of co-op, right? And being able to attack them, like the game plan for it. I know Left 4 Dead is not the only game that used that technology, but that's what kind of reminded me of, and that's what really piqued my interest. You know what I mean? I can see it being fun, man. So I'm definitely gonna look out for that one come June. I'm gonna see if the chat is saying real quick. Game of Life looks said, "Wait, we pay you to talk, not think."
Yeah, that's crazy. You gonna hit me with the shut up and dribble? Damn.
We'll say gotta watch that movie. Word. Game of Life also said it's like the Friday 13th and Halloween game, a survival game. Yeah, man, I'm definitely looking forward to it. What'd you say?
I said it ain't really nothing. Like they didn't try to do nothing different with it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
I thought they was gonna try to make it like the movie. That would have been dope.
Kristen said clown horror has been increasing over the last few years. Hell House and Terrifier have been killing it, and for what I remember, it's an anniversary of some sorts for killer clowns. The film has a wild cult following. Yo, it definitely does, man. I'm a big fan of Hell House, big fan of the Terrifier series. So again, it's something I definitely give it a shot. I don't remember if it's a Game Pass thing or not, at least for Xbox players, but I definitely would give it a shot, to be honest. Especially if it's
they
Game
gotta
Pass.
put that on Game Pass, man.
Most
Don't
said
make
I'd
us
give
pay
it
for
a
it,
run
man.
word. Actually, I want to say it's on Game Pass, Wave, but I'm not 100% sure. But another game I want to talk about, Wave, that I know that you're hype on because we did it, was Elden Ring, The Shadow of Erdtree, the DLC, officially June 21st. Excuse me. Have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I can't wait. Oh, that wouldn't help.
Still excited for that?
Yeah,
cool.
absolutely. I done downloaded Elden Ring back. I'm ready.
Super Monkey Ball. I've never been a fan of that series, but I know that's gonna sell because it always does.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that either.
July, which is usually a notorious what do you call it? Like a dead time for gaming, very dry. Nothing really there. Let's jump over to September. This one is the one, Wave. Stalker 2. This
Yeah,
I always say this one is Hellblade's twin, right? Because when the Hellblade 2 trailer first showed, this showed right after it. And people was hyped. They was like, oh my god, the graphics. This was before the Xbox dropped, right? That in the PS5. So everyone was like, oh my god, the graphics, the gameplay looks sick. I can't wait. And then the game vanished. So now just like Hellblade, here we go. September 5th. I am going to get this game. At first it was a Game Pass game, then now and then they said it wasn't, and then they said maybe. I don't know. I don't care. I'm going to get it. I'm actually curious on how this plays out.
You skip that Black Myth Wukong, brother.
So talk about
August.
it. Black Myth Wukong.
Yeah,
August.
that's about that legendary monkey, the Monkey King. You know,
I know what you're talking about.
It's like they made it like a Souls-like game.
Okay.
So I expect that to be really cool. I remember we watched some gameplay on that too. It was really dope.
We did.
And with his powers and what he can do, the way they scaled it was really dope. And his enemies that he fight is really cool too. I don't really know what lore they're gonna make with it because it's different stories. So I can't speak on that too much. But the gameplay looked really solid from what I saw.
Definitely does. So basically, that's all the stuff that's announced. But if you remember, in June, when we get around this time, this is when Summer Games Fest is. So I'm sure we'll get a whole lot of announcements. I'm sure Nintendo will also do a direct for the second half of the year. Sony probably do a state of play. So there's definitely a lot more games that will be announced this year, but those are some of the big ones.
Right.
But yeah, man, for me, I'm looking personally, Stalker 2, Hellblade 2 are the ones I'm specifically looking for. Yeah. What about you, Wave? Elden Ring.
Yeah, Elden Ring, and then freaking that Black Myth Wukong is the two top games that I'm looking forward to.
All right, cool. Yo, the next thing we talking about, man, Grand Theft Auto 6, Wave. The rumor is the game that was rumored to be out early next year, right? So probably less than a year away. Now it's talking about it might get pushed back to 2026 due to production delays and of course trying to prevent crunch culture and trying to make sure they get out the most polished game. This annoyed me for two reasons, Wave. One, it's been a long enough wait, right? We all know that, of course. It also annoyed me specifically because I remember you saying it's coming out in 2026. I don't care what the trailer said. It's coming out in 2026. So I was like, yo, you gotta be kidding me, bro. When I saw this, I was like, yo, this dude Wade, I know he's gonna have a field day with it with this.
Yeah.
So I asked you, man. One, do you think it's gonna be out in 2025, like they said? Or and B, just what's your overall thoughts on the delay, man?
I'm not changing my stance. I think I'm correct. I think it's gonna come out in 2026. Like We already knew, man. GTA is milking GTA 5. They about to drop some new DLC pretty soon.
They are.
Like what do we talk about here? They gonna milk it for what it's worth. People still consuming GTA 5 content at an all-time high, whether it's the regular game where they dropping a new heist or the RP where they watching on YouTube or they
Right.
actually participating in it. So GTA 5 doing too well for them just to drop it like that. Even though, obviously people gonna transition to GTA 6. But we know they want to get the microtransaction money and all of that. So they got to roll it out a certain way at a certain time. Because if not, they just going straight RP it now that GTA 5 made that the thing to do.
Man, I need y'all to stop playing Grand Theft Auto 5. I've done my part. I need y'all to stop playing Grand Theft Auto 5. I understand that the DLCs, the game is fire. It's an all-time game. We all know that. I need y'all to stop playing it, man. Because like I agree with Wave. I'm not buying the production. I think the not wanting to do the crunch culture thing sounds cool, right? It sounds noble.
Right.
I'm not buying it though. I think they gearing up to put a DLC out, and they're like, it's gonna do well. They all do well. And
They
I
already
think,
announced it. There's a Clucking Bell or something like that.
right. So because of the fact that people are going to play it every single day, all day long, I think they're like, well, we might be able to squeak some more out of it. Take our time on. Nah, Grand Theft Auto 5 has to. I'm sorry. GTA 6 has to come out next year, man. They already set the standard with it. There's supposed to be a trailer dropping, I think, in June. You know what I mean? To get hype for the game. We're supposed to be less than a year away, and now you're talking about possibly a year and a half away. Nah, man. I'm usually the person like, whatever, right? But like, nah. With this particular game, it gotta be out. It gotta be out first half of next year. First half of next year.
Captain.
I'm not gonna lie and say, oh, if not, I'm not playing. I'm not doing that. But at the same time, like,
it don't matter. I'm copying. I'm just gonna be 100% honest. They could take their time if they want. I'm still buying it.
True, but like, come on, bro. Like, they set the world on fire. Most watch YouTube video in 24 hours. You know what I mean? A guy, everybody talking about the game and stuff, and then now, come on, man.
2 months later, drop the DLC for GTA 5.
Right.
The new raid. Like
crazy. Christian said,
gonna milk that.
We all know it ain't dropping to 20 at this point, bro.
Yeah,
what's 4 more years, right? like
gotta set our grandkids up to do this joint.
Right. Gamer Live said we have a better chance of The Rock winning the presidency before GTA drop. I don't know, man. Rock and wrestling now, making folks bleed last night, all types of stuff. So
The Rock made somebody bleed yesterday.
Yeah, he's when I say back in wrestling, he's been like weekly back in wrestling. Like not, every now and then he'd pop in, right? But like he's actually been on every single like weekly wrestling for the last. Now, granted, WrestleMania is not this weekend, next weekend, but still.
Moana don't drop to next year, so you gotta make it last.
Actually, I think it drops this year.
Oh yeah, see, once that drop, he back out of there. He'll be back for his next movie.
Most said they're going to delay it until people are okay with paying $100 for a new game.
People are okay with paying $100 right now. That's why they got the deluxe edition and all that.
Game of Life, Hollywood Rock, word legend. Yo, but yeah, because if that rumor about the Wave 150 that they was saying it was going to cost for the base game, I can see it.
That's ridiculous. I would think I'd be done with gaming if that happens. So I'm just gonna play the OG shit I got.
You gonna tell me you're not gonna spend $150 for GTA 6?
Yeah, but it can't be this base game. Nah, I'm not doing that. That's ridiculous, bro. I'm protesting. I'm immediately protesting. I promise you.
It's GTA. They're gonna pay it. I promise you. Everybody gonna pay it.
People paying, not me.
I bet you would. Wait, if you come to the show and everyone's like, yo, GTA 6 is crazy, bro. I know you buy it, bro.
Yeah, that would. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. That would definitely make me go buy it. Yeah.
Right. All right, cool. I was gonna say. Give me love. Like, I'm off the bed, brothers. Much love and respect. Wave, watch that.
Yo, chill out. I
Take
definitely
care,
got
bro. Take care, bro. Word, yo. But yo, that's all we got for topics. Let's get to the spin wheel, then we'll get out of here. Appreciate y'all rocking with us. You ready, Wave?
That's yes.
Let's go. Spin wheel time. What's the most challenging thing about gaming?
Finding consistent good games to play
That's a good answer. That's a real good answer.
at this point.
Um,
I'll say great games to play because there's a lot of good games out there, but there's not a lot of great games out there.
I'd probably say, believe it or not, and this will sound like I'm whining and I'm not, but probably collecting, right? Because I have a certain list of stuff that I want to collect for, right? Whether console or whatever. And what happens is it's like the market will just get artificially inflated off of a news article. For example, remember we covered that Super Mario Bros 3 that was
Right.
in box perfect. It sold for like 6 million or something like that. Crazy. We covered
Yeah.
that story. Then all of a sudden, NES games, which was going for $2 or $3 a pop. I'm not talking about in box. Now all of a sudden was like, yeah, I'll sell you that game for 40. Like, nah, you know what I mean? Like, nah. Or like, oh, because I remember I used to go to garage sales looking to like for games. And I remember, I'll never forget when I first got a PS3 again, I bought the PS3 and 25 games for $40, right? And the way I am, Wave, sometimes I'll be like, yo, this is worth more than that. If it's sports games and they're like $1 a pop. But when there's like good games, I'm like, yeah, I could give you more than that for that. But this lady was like, no, my son don't play them no more. She don't want them. He wants me to give them away for free. I'm charging 40. Cool. I went back to that same garage sale like a year later when video game collecting was cool again, right? And I would never forget. She had like a box of sports games. Again, they worth $1 a pop. And she was like, yeah, pick 3 games for $7.75.
That's
I
crazy.
said, I just bought like 25 games on a console from you for 40 a year ago. Oh, well, the video games now. I'm like, nah, I'm good on that. So to me, that's the most challenging thing is when the markets get inflated like that. But
That's a fact.
see what the chat saying. Christian said finding time. That's a good one. That's definitely a good one.
Oh, that should have been the first one I said.
Jess said finding the time to play. Completely agree. Mo said finding the time, and Jess said budgeting to buy it all. That's hilarious. Mo said yesterday's price is not today's price. Words. Shout out to Fat
Yeah,
Joe.
that's a fact.
That's exactly how it is, man. Like I told you the story. Only console I don't have now is the Saturn, right? And I remember seeing the status of Saturn in a bunch of retro game stores, $40, $50. Yeah, I'll wait, right? I was buying. And now it's like 150, 200, 300. I'm like, I should have bought it. You know what I mean? I feel stupid till this day. Let's get to the next one. What are some good games for 2 players?
Shit, a whole bunch of games. Good for Sonic 2, Sonic. I said Sonic 2. Wait, yeah, Sonic 2 is 2 players, right?
It is, but I'm wondering why of all the games you picked that game. Like,
nah, I'm just starting from.
Okay. I was about to say, like,
I'm just going
all
up,
the games
you know
of
what
all
I'm saying?
time. You picked Sonic 2, so you playing Tails. Like,
Nah, yeah. If we
bad,
thinking
bro.
about it like in that aspect, that's probably one of the worst games I could have picked. Yeah, because
okay,
yeah,
I got
because the
you
second, yeah, I was just thinking of random games. I don't know.
I got you.
Shit. Now you made me not want to. I messed up my flow. I don't know now.
My fault.
It's cool. I mean, shit. Warzone. Shit. Division 2. Destiny 1. Destiny 2. I'm not gonna front. It just got stale to me, but it's still a good game.
Yeah.
Fight a bunch of fighting games. Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Marvel vs. Capcom 1,
Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter.
Street Fighter, Tekken was pretty decent.
I'm with you. I'm like, see, I'm just going specifically to like 2 players, right? Army of 2. You know what I mean? That's a good one.
I'm surprised you ain't say It Takes Two first.
That's a great one, to be honest. Again, hell, Super Mario Wonder is a good one. I'm going like more current games, right? Of course, we can go back to the 90s, 2000s stuff, but if we do that, then I say Rainbow Six Vegas 2. We talked about that last week. That co-op is great. Couch co-op is great to run through. There's a bunch of games that are great.
Mario Kart.
Think of some. Yeah, I'm sure the chat got some, but
Mario Kart, Mario Party.
Right, you can't go wrong with none of that, to be honest. All right, let's see what the chat's saying. Mo, y'all, let's be off now. Mo said, "Fam, I see Sega Saturn all the time for like 30." in Japan, bro. What you do, man? The Saturn there, everybody had the Saturn. It's like the Wii here. The Wii is easy to get here because everybody had it, and they probably still have it, right? That's how the Saturn was in Japan. Like, but I should have run me one of those at the same time, bro. Because here they're like $300, bro. It's crazy. It says they even got the 3. Yeah, we gonna chat. It's all good. Chris said the Angry Goose game. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, never heard that.
I don't know what that is. Most said Overcooked. Long live couch co-op. I agree with that last part. Overcooked, stressful though. Overcooked, stressful.
Yeah,
though,
I tried to play
I
that
love
game. I couldn't do it. I couldn't keep up with the orders.
I love it, but yeah, it's type stressful. I can't even front of that. Just said Wii Sports. That's a great one. That's a great one. Especially tennis, baseball, boxing, all that. Just also says Super Mario Wonder. John was good, bro. Said Halo co-op, Gears co-op. I agree with both of those. I ain't mad at either one of those answers. All right, let's get to the next one. Mo, run me that Saturn, please. I think we had this one, Wave.
Yeah, we spoke on it.
One gotta go. Achievements, party chat, physical games, or DLC. This is interesting.
This shit is I don't know. I ain't gonna say easy, but I gotta go DLCs immediately. Give us the whole game. And then, well, damn, you know what? Let me think about it. See, maybe I thought about.
I'm with you though, because I almost said the same thing, Wave, right? But then I start thinking of what I always talk about, the Mortal Kombat DLC that they did for 11. You see what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Now all of a sudden I'm like, I'm cool to pay for that. You know what I mean? Or like the wrestling games where they add new wrestlers and stuff like that. I'm cool with stuff like that. It's when they abuse it. That's when I'm like, nah.
Yeah, see, that's why I was immediately going to that, because a lot of like games abuse it. That's why I kind of fell off with Destiny, because they be abusing that. They just put snow on one elbow and just
And although I'm not super hype on achievements now, during the 360 era, where I was playing games just to get achievements. You know what I mean? Like I can't even lie on that one, man.
I ain't too into achievements anymore though. I'm more into the fun, so I gotta say achievements. Like me and my friends use that to kind of banter each other. Like, you know what I'm saying? But if I was being honest, out of all of these if the DLC thing is not being like abused, then I'll go
Right.
with achievements because I really just play now for fun. Like,
I agree.
enjoy it.
Yeah, you know what? I agree with you on that, to be honest, because like obviously I collect, so physical ain't going nowhere, right?
Right.
Party chat, obviously that's crucial. That's crucial because like I
Yeah.
don't even play with the game chat on no more. It's just party chat now. You know what I mean? DLC again, and so achievements. Although again, that 360 era wave, I wanted to complete every single game with all the achievements. You know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
now I feel like the achievements are just they're even more arbitrary now, where it's like
You don't got the time now, man. We like,
right,
you know what I'm saying? We got so much
right,
other things to do. Like the game is just more for that break from it all. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Why stress yourself trying to achieve shit? Just have fun.
That statement sound wild.
That
Yo.
do sound crazy.
Yeah, somebody gonna stumble
that was
upon the
a
video and be
terrible
like, "What the
motivation
fuck are you
speech.
talking about?" He's like, "Hey, yo, I'm trying to achieve shit in life."
that was a terrible motivational speech, man. Like,
Right.
just stop trying to achieve shit.
Yo, that's funny, yo. All right, let's see what the chat's saying. John just said achievements and trophies are irrelevant. Look, I agree now. I'm just thinking about during that 360 days, man. I remember like MLB 2K would be like, oh, throw a no-hitter. You know what I mean? Then you get to the bottom of the night. I mean, you get to the top of the ninth, you throw the no-hitter. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You get that achievement. Like, yeah, like I just remember those days. It was
But
mad
it's
fun.
only so many times that shit is cool. We still get that achievement right now.
Right.
No hitter. Like we done got that motherfucker 100 times. That you know
got
what
a
I'm saying?
point.
The joy
That's a good
factor is
point.
gone. Like it's not amazing no more.
Or I remember the first time what was it 100% in a song on Expert and Guitar Hero, right? And seeing it pop up on the screen, like it's just memories, man. I can't even front on that.
Yeah.
Most said achievements. Well, what'd you say?
I would never get that one. 100% song. I would never get that.
Most of the achievements, most of them are just trolling anyway. Start to go DLC, but there's been too many games that have DLC that completely revamp and change the game. Yeah, my initial thing was DLC, to be honest, just like yours and Waves. It was just now, but there's some games that do it right. You know what I mean? I can't just look at all the ones that are bad. There are games that do it right.
Most of them, a lot of them do.
Yeah.
A lot of them do.
Christian said achievements. I don't need an electronic trophy telling me good job. You died 100 times in a row. Yeah, so like just like Christian and Mo start like sometimes they I remember one of them, I can't think of the game, but it was like let the menu music play for like 5 minutes. And I was like, what is that? Like just get up and walk away then to get it. Like that's crazy.
You got an achievement for taking the shit. That's different.
Well, yeah, it's crazy. Most said Nintendo online be like, what's party chat? Yeah, they gotta fix that, man. But I think that Microsoft I think that Microsoft partnership is gonna fix that though. That's still my theory. Just said so. Yeah, I know, right? Just said I guess it has to be achievements for me, but I would kind of miss achievements, not more than the other three though. Yeah, I agree. Biron said DLC for sure. GTA and The Sims murdered it. Shout out to The Sims. They definitely did. So many packs and stuff that, like Mo said, completely revamped the game. You know what I mean?
Right.
They were very good at that too. And it was fairly priced too. Wasn't over the top or crazy.
GTA still dropping DLCs.
Facts. We just talked about that, right? Mo said the game, The Stanley Parable, gives you an achievement for not playing the game for 5 real life years. See what I'm talking about? You see what I'm talking about? Like, it's crazy, man.
How would they even track that? If it's off, it's like, I don't know.
Let's do one more, then we'll get out of here. Appreciate y'all rocking with us. Shout out to achievements though.
Yeah, nah. They dope for the youngins because they gain that experience.
Best PS1 game is. I know we rag on this one a lot now, Wave, but it's a iconic console. Best PS game. All right, so Obviously, I'm trying to put my Crash Bandicoot bias aside right now because I love those first 3 games, man.
I honestly can't think of one on top of my
I'm
head,
trying to
bro.
think like what's a 10 out of 10 or close to it PS1 game. I'll probably go Resident Evil 2. I know we talked about it a few weeks ago on here. I think that's like my objective take, right? If I'm being biased, then I'm going Crash 2. I think Crash 2 was like out of here good. You know what I mean?
Right.
Curious to see what the chat got.
I think
What you got?
I think for me, I can't go with best because like I can't remember a lot of the games I
Alright.
played for PlayStation, but the one I can remember having the most fun on was
Okay.
GTA 2.
Okay.
I had a lot of fun on that game. I ain't gonna front. That game is dope. I know the view is not for everybody, but if you actually give it a try, you'll have fun.
So with GTA, you loyal to the soil then, like from day one then.
Yeah, I've been playing GTA since GTA 1.
But
I
you're
ain't
not
gonna
gonna
front.
get 6 though for 150.
Not unless everybody's saying it's dope. If I ain't gonna front, I'm gonna follow. I'm gonna let that. I don't know. I'm gonna let other people like experiment for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna live through the lens of other people for a little bit on that one. That's steep just to jump out the window for 150 for the
Wave,
base
you
game.
pre-ordering it.
Not for 150.
Wave, you pre-ordering it. I promise you pre-ordering it.
Nah, not for 150.
No,
we gonna
he
see.
didn't even say no with conviction. He said, nah.
I can't do it for 150, bro. I'm standing on that. I'm for real.
All right, so I'm gonna go Resident Evil 2. You said what's Grand Theft Auto 2?
Yeah, GTA 2.
Let's see, most said 2 Extreme. That's a classic. 2 Extreme is fire. I still play that game. I'm not mad at that. Christian said Resident Evil, Spyro, Cool Borders 2. Shout out to Cool Borders. I forgot about that. Good call on that one, Christian.
I had a lot of fun on Dave Mirror too. Dave Mirror
Yeah.
had a BMX game for PlayStation.
Tony Hawk played amazing on the PlayStation as well. Obviously, 6 with the blood and stuff that we didn't get in the 64 version.
All right.
Shout out to Spyro too. That first Spyro game was good too.
Yeah, Spyro the Dragon was dope.
Just said whatever.
Was shit.
Just said whatever is the most bearable to look at. That's crazy. Not wrong, but that's crazy.
It's not a lot of them, man.
Right. Gran Turismo. See, for me, I picked up on Gran Turismo 3. You know what I mean? That's why I don't really ever bring it up when I talk about the PS1. Basically the PS2 era is when I jump into it. John said Metal. I assume he means Metal Gear Solid.
Oh, it can mean MSG. That shit is good on some fried rice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid. Yeah, Wave. We put up the post. Was that yesterday? Rate the game. That's a series we do. If y'all don't know, on Facebook, we do a series like rate the game. I just saw 10s.
The Metal Gear Solid is dope.
It is, man.
It's always fascinating how you can pull a cardboard box out your back pocket.
All right, my fault, bro. He said name is pronounced Byron. Okay, my fault, bro. Twisted Metal. Damn, bro.
Yeah, Twisted Metal was fire.
Bro, to me, I said that too before. That game to me is the most synonymous with PlayStation 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know how I forgot about it. Because I've heard people say, what's the main character? Sweet Tooth. I've heard folks say that Sweet Tooth is the true mascot of the PS1. I've heard folks say that before.
I could see that. Do they have
a real
too. Mascot?
I could too. Because Spyro and Crash, some say Parappa the Rapper, right? That.
Who was your man in Twisted Metal? Who did you use the most?
Sweet Tooth.
I can't really remember. I played Twisted Metal 2 like the most.
Okay.
I like the dude use Axel. I think that's his name.
Axel,
The dude
yep.
that had like the wheels for the hands and the feet and shit.
Byron said Grim. I remember Grim.
Oh yeah, Grim.
Did you watch the series? On
yeah,
was that Peacock?
Peacock.
Yeah.
They did a good job. I like the way they kind of did Sweet Tooth.
It's not even that I thought it'd be bad, but somehow it was still light years better than what I thought it'd be. You know what I mean? It was so much fun, man. Christian said Warthog was a beast too. That's a good one though, man. Yo, Byron, that's a good one. I forgot about Twisted Metal. It's just Resident Evil 2 with the 2 discs. Iconic, bro.
Right.
That was iconic. The cover of it too was fire. I think I'm gonna do a series eventually on like game or like box art for games, because there's some of them that is just like they didn't really do much with, but there's some of them that are iconic. I'm gonna be honest with you, just a little sneak peek. Wave, I'm gonna say this. I don't know how you feel on this. We never talked about this. I can't stand the GTA box arts. Any of them, I hate them all. Like I love the lettering of the Grand Theft Auto. What do you call it? Like the logo.
Yeah.
But the box arts, I always think were terrible. That's just my thoughts on that.
Really?
I
think they do a good job with
every last one of them. I thought are horrible. Every last one of them. And to be honest, I think the best one is the one I hate the most, and that's Vice City. You said sorry, Metal Gear Style. Yeah, he said I've been taking shots. I ain't mad at you, bro. I ain't mad at you.
It's cool. MSG is good too, man.
He said, "What a garbage."
Yeah, bro, he's wilding. Like what?
Yo, bro, I'm telling you, man.
Trash.
Go back and think about it.
Good job. Even the first two was the art was pretty good. Like they kind of do like a
the first two
approach.
Okay, I'll take that partially that back. The first two are really good, including the spin-off, the London one, when they redid the first one, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Those are good. I'll give you that. I was more talking about 3 and up. To be fair. All right, yo. We'll talk about that another time, man. Appreciate the love and support as always, man. We'll catch y'all next week. Be on the lookout for some more stuff from me and Wave as we're both now back to 100% health. Appreciate y'all stick through that. Please stay healthy. Yourselves. Wave, take it away, bro.
Hey, yo, we appreciate the support, the lurking, the liking, the sharing, the comments, all the love and support, man. We hope y'all enjoyed the show, and we hope to see you next week. Peace.
All right, we out. Peace.
Over.